You know what's exhausting? Ping pong in this 90-degree weather with it's humid. Oh, jeez. So I'm pretty dead today, and I should be going to sleep. We're gonna try to get this video out of the way. We have the June 2022 Power Rankings, and I will really reveal the best match of Triad Wars 14. So we're gonna start with that. I did not receive as many votes as I'd liked, but one thing I did like was we had 4 voters and they cast 7 total votes, and at least one of those 7 votes went to each of the 5 matches. And I thought that was really cool. Really spoke to all 5 matches being a very high level and it not being obvious that, you know, one was clearly the choice. There were only 2 matches thusly that received multiple votes, and they are thus our winner and our runner-up. And winning the silver medal is Delta Bowl, which I don't think should surprise anyone that was a highly placed match people enjoyed. And our winner is, perhaps an upset here, Celdur beating Nidus. I think it's cool that a round 1 match took the crown. I should make sure sound is working. There we're good. Okay, looks like everything's working. Alright, I'm back. Speaks to how well played the match was. Celdur finding just different ways to press against Midas, different ways to attack. You know, not responding to starters in consistent ways, but trying different ways to attack them. Midas resiliently surviving so many dangerous positions, leading to this being the longest match of Triad Wars 14, and a really fantastically played one, with like one move the solver says that was a mistake over 7 games. Is very, very high level of play from both players. Big congrats to both, and I think a really cool pick for best match of Triad Wars 14. So what happened in June? This also is the ending of the second quarter of 2022, so I'm going to have the seasonal power ranks after doing the monthly stuff. We finished Triad Wars 14, we began Clan League. I've decided to kind of defer credit for a bunch of things that started this month. Somewhat out of laziness, somewhat because of the ways the brackets work. In general, I do usually assign most of the credit as the tournament finishes, which, is a little weird, right? Because if you rocked this tournament that went, April through May, and then it finishes in June, but maybe you only played 1 match in June, should you really be getting most of the credit in June? But I wanted a consistent way of doing things, and that's what I ended up with, so hopefully that's okay. So Clan League will be given credit next month, and will be the main thing next month. We had 2 chat tournaments. We had 1 GB. Only 4 people finished it. I've given credit to the top 3 finishers there. Survivor's ongoing, but I'm again going to defer that one. Tezuka's Hand tournament reached the finals, and the Fun RE tournament has reached the finals in one half, is earlier in the other half. Little unclear, but I think overall this is going to be a reasonable encapsulation of what happened in June, even if tournaments weren't so cleanly cut off as they often are. No, I do not want to install updates. Alright, in 10th we have Celdur. He's our winner of the best match of Triad Wars 14, and he's also in the semifinals of the Fun RE tournament. Not just he's made the semifinals, but he's currently in it. He has not lost yet. This could easily turn into a finals or a win. We'll see. Celdur is someone I've seen playing late night games against Chickeny on RE rule sets that look to my eyes really well played, but who am I to judge those? In 9th, we have Yevon. Praise be to finishing 2nd in GB32 and earning a top 4 finish in the first part of the Fun RE and a quarterfinals finish overall, having earned himself a first round bye. In 8th, we have Smokes, who's in the finals of the Fun RE event, awaiting an opponent. He had to go through a really tough bracket to get there, and we'll see how he does. In 7th, I think we have a big jump up to the top 7, and if you wanted to credit Triad Wars less, you could argue our 6th and 7th and maybe 5th place finisher could be much higher. Also, he did make the quarterfinals of Triad Wars, but he did a lot this month. He came 2nd in Chat Tournament or Weekly Open 24, semis in the next Weekly Open, quarterfinals in the Fun RE, having finished top 4 in the first half of it, and is currently in the finals of Tezuka's Hand tourney. Basically just really strong showings in everything he played, and again, if this hadn't been the Triad Wars final month, this looks to me like, a third place resume in a lot of months. will it go to the next slide? There we go. 6th, Delial. Very similar to Piggyman here. I do want to note this is the lowest Deli has ever finished. No one else has made every top 10 list, so the worst anyone. The best worst place of any other player is like 12th or 13th, and now Deli's worst place is 6th, which still puts him just miles ahead of the field on that front. Only Akiyama and Turds have made every list but one each, and both have not only missed a list, but their worst finish while making a list is still worse than Delial's 6th. What did Deli do to get here? He's in the finals of Tez's hand tourney. He's made the semis of the Fun RE event. He has a semis in a chat tournament. You could switch Piggy and Deli here. I kind of gave the nod to Deli because he won the head-to-head between them. But Piggy's case is just as good. And again, if you didn't value Triad Wars as much, you could move these two up to like 3rd, 4th, 4th, 5th, something like that. Maybe even higher. 5th, we have Tezuka. Only 3 players won events this month. He was one of them. And he also made the semis in his own hand tournament, losing to a complete scrub, so that hurts him a bit. But, overall a good showing. In 4th, we have Seto. Yep, semifinals of Triad Wars is worth a lot. And he beat 3 winners to get there, which is pretty damn good. Also got a semis finish in a weekly open. In 3rd, we have Turds, and he's another semifinalist in Triad Wars, but had a little more to back him up. He got 2nd in a chat tournament, semis in another chat tournament, and 3rd in a GB. The only GB this month, Turds got 3rd in. In 2nd, we have Akiyama. He has, as we'll continue talking about, been very dominant. He made his 3rd consecutive Triad Wars finals, which is pretty insane. I don't know what the most impressive Triad Wars runs are. Obviously, like, Doc Evil, I think, won the only Triad Wars he ever played. So that's pretty good, but I might be remembering wrong. He might have only played SEs. Seto was the final to Triad Wars, won the next one, didn't play the one after that, and then won another one shortly after. Deli won Triad Wars 6 and possibly the best tournament ever won. But Akiyama's 3 consecutive Triad Wars finals has to be up there. Not only that, he won this month's GB, and that just draws attention to how fantastic a run he had this quarter. He finished top 4 in all 7 GBs, and finished 1st in 3 of them, including the last 2. So Akiyama on an insane GB run, and perhaps doing even better in Open. So, yeah. And 1st, winner of Triad Wars, also weekly Open. Had to give it to me this month. And also we've got the quarterly power rankings. So unlike the monthlies, where I sort of like eyeball the list, eyeball the results, and go, this order looks pretty good. And there's always a few awkward cuts at the end of the list. But, I usually settle on an order that looks reasonable to me. And then as you've seen, sometimes when going through it, I go, screwed this up. Like this month, maybe I screwed up Piggy and Deli. Their order between each other, but also maybe they should be higher. I'm not sure. This seemed fine to me. But for the quarterlies, I use math. I use hard math. And so if you don't like the order, you should blame math, or you should blame Turds who assign some of the numbers to tournaments. I did not include incomplete events here. They will be given credit in the next quarter, and most of the scores this quarter thus came from GBs, CTs, Triad Wars, and I think the only other event that was scored was Piggyman's Proving Grounds, which led this to be a lower scoring quarter than we've seen in prior ones, kind of across the board. Our first place finisher, while doing phenomenally, amassed fewer points, and our lower finishers also amassed fewer points to get there. But that is not to take away from their achievement in making this top 10. Much harder to make a quarterly top 10. These players did really, really well. So 10th to 8th, Zoom earned 200 points, Nemesis Divina earned 250, and Tezuka earned 285. I sort of bracketed people. Again, I'm tired. I set this up so I could rush through it. Yeah, my bad. Close trio. In 4th to 7th, we have Seto at 375, Piggyman at 405, Smokes inching out Piggy at 410. Not actually sure how Smokes got so high, and he'll be confused by this too. And Deli inching out both of them at 415. Then we had a jump to our second and third place finishers. Turds and Was Up finished unbelievably close. And our winner, by a mile, like almost equaling second and third combined, at 1,230 points, we had Akiyama. This was not remotely close. Akiyama is the second player to win a player of the quarter. Wins his second player of the quarter. We've had 3. Akiyama won the first, Delial won the second, and Akiyama has now won the third. In fact, in these quarterly rankings, the top 4 every time has been Akiyama, Delial, Turds, and Was Up, except for once when Yevon earned 4th in the first quarter of 2022. So just wanted to give props to Yevon again for doing that. That top 4 has been really, really dominant and quite active, right? You know, you could say like a player like Seto would be there if he was more active, and that may be true, right? I think it would be, but that top 4 is really hard to break into because you got to play great and you got to be active. Because, you know, even Deli in a relatively inactive quarter this quarter, you know, he played a lot less than he did the first 2. He still made 4th, right? When I was less active in the first quarter, I admittedly did not do that and make 4th, and that's when Yevon got in. But Turds and Akiyama have been very consistent, very strong top 4, and so I just wanted to again say great job to Yevon breaking into it. Overall, for 2022 so far, through halfway through the year, I think it's Akiyama and Delial are so close. Delial having won the first quarter, Akiyama having won the second, both by solid margins over the field, and they are well ahead of the rest of us. Turds is in clear 3rd, I am in clear 4th, and it is unclear who's gonna fill out the my yearly awards for 2022. Though it does seem that top 4 is pretty likely to hold on. They have quite a lead. Though Yevon, Piggyman, a bunch of other players certainly have a shot if they can put together a good second half of the year. I think that's all I got today. Sorry for the kind of out of it rushing through stuff, but I am wiped. Heat is terrible. Sorry if the fan also made noise in the background, but yeah, we're just trying to survive here. Have a good day.